So hey guys, this is kind of an oldie. It's an old Sega game that got remastered for the PS2. It's one of my favorites. Currently we're having a lot of problems getting Chrono Cross to work. It keeps removing my footage, and by footage I mean actual memory card data. So since we're trying to figure out what we need to do, whether we need to get another emulator, whether we need to fight with this emulator to get it to not load my footage, because I obviously can't replay it every single time I want to record something. That would be bonkers. So instead we're gonna play a little bit of this. I know it's not what you were expecting, but it's a good game. It's an old game. Meh. And I have my friend Collin with me, so we'll just be talking while I'm doing this, because after all this crap I need something to do to not scream at the screen and technical issues, so that's okay.
Yeah, no angry kittens. No angry kittens.
I've got it on easy mode right now. It goes from easy up to very hard. I am currently, in my own style, trying to beat hard. But we're gonna start on easy, because really, I don't think I have the reflexes to do this right now, because the Taco Bell trip that I had yesterday was not my favorite.
No, it was not.
Do you think it is just Chrono Cross, or do you think that it would do this with every game?
It'll do that with every game, but I think I know part of the problem, and I don't really want to get into possibly fixing that problem necessarily today, and maybe not until I can be there, because I think most of the problem stems from the fact that you're running it out of the WinRAR file, and we need to get it out of there for you. Once it's actually, sorry?
No, it's fine. I'm not sure how to do it, because, like, with this PS2 one that I'm using right now, it was, like, cakewalk. Like, it was so easy. But with this, it's, like, I thought I had it out of WinRAR the one time, and it was, then it, like, wasn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So that's why it's one of those things where I almost feel like I'd like to be there in person, just because if I do something, then I can, one, show you what I did, and then we both know exactly where it's going. So I don't have to be like, okay, where did you put it? And then you're like, well, I don't know, I just put it someplace. And then I go, well, I kind of need to know, because what we might have to do is the video thing, the video plugin may have to go back in the extracted version, because it may not come with the actual program, since we put it inside the shortened version, the WinRAR version. The other reason why I want to get in there is because I want to physically be there to maybe modify the window thing and see if I can troubleshoot the reason stuff like what happened with this. I can troubleshoot that so that when you do play it, we have an idea for what happens when it goes bad, how to get out of that kind of thing. Because
I partially understand the window problem now. Basically, like, I was thinking that it was a problem because I have two monitors, and I was like, oh, it doesn't understand, because the monitor technically acts as a stretch, like it's stretching across the screen, so I thought it was like, oh, it doesn't understand how to stay on just the screen, but it looks like it's gonna listen, or at least the PS2 is listening to the fact that wherever I point the screen locator thingy, it seems to be staying there. I did that with the new machine just to test it, and it worked, so... But I can't guarantee I can emulate the same results, because this is an emulator that runs properly, and that one seems to be doing all the wrong things together.
Yeah, because the only reason why I know it runs properly is because I run it properly on my computer. So, like, the problem is every emulator that I've tried that would be simpler won't run on Windows 7, because it's just too old. So, like, my one that I talked about before, the virtual Connect, what they call the Connect Exchange Station, that actually, the last compatibility with that was Windows 98. And even though Windows 7 can run different compatibility, it will for some reason not run. And that's kind of frustrating because the reason why I like that is it pretty much ran everything as per normal, and then you just use save states instead of memory cards.
Yeah.
And so whenever I used to talk about emulating like Final Fantasy VII, I played on that instead, and it ran perfectly. Like, I mean, it had some problems with Chrono Cross, but I think that was more my computer than the emulator. Although when I did eventually go to my second choice, which is one called a PSMU Pro, it ran everything well, but it was very RAM intensive. And it wasn't getting updates fast enough. So that's why eventually I found, oh wow, that was dumb of you, computer. I need to find that program, sorry. It just my browser decided to do what it's been doing with some of my other stuff, and it automatically sent me to another page outside of your Twitch.
That's cool.
So I gotta get back in. But anyway, what I was saying was, the one that you're using now is the one that I settled on when nothing else would work, and it worked perfectly. So that's why I'm like really hoping I can help you figure it out, because there isn't really a better
Yeah, I'm convinced that this problem is probably with me because I don't understand how certain things work.
I do have a question. Yeah, I'm hoping, I mean, I don't mean to sound rude, but I'm hoping that might be the case, because then it just means it's something I can troubleshoot with you in person and fix it. So.
Yeah. Like, I know that I'm pretty ignorant and stuff, because, I mean, today, like I said, I just solved the problem that I was having for kind of a while, and now I'm like, oh, awesome. But, like, I think that if you're sitting beside me, we'll be able to get this solved. I don't know about the save state thing. Like, we're definitely going to figure out what's going on there, but everything else I think you'll be able to
actually, I think the save state thing should be pretty easy to fix, because I think that's a product of the fact that you're running it out of the WinRAR folder.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's just in there. It's not running, even though it had the plugin, it's not running the program with everything in it. It's just running the basic program. So when we move everything to a computer, I feel like that'll be able to do stuff. The one thing I want to try to do is get to a point where we're comfortable with how large your video is and what it's doing to your computer. That's my main concern right now, which is why I was really just hoping you would cooperate long enough for me to go, okay, so it runs smoothly, but now it's just too large, or it's too small, or something.
Yeah, but instead it started like, I'm gonna disconnect your controller, I'm gonna tell you that the disc doesn't exist now, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
The only way I found to fix that is to actually put in a different game and then close that game normally and then reopen the other game. Like, it's a really dumb problem. Is that's a pretty regular problem with emulators, because a lot of people use a lot of the same source material. And once people found like certain things that were just better than other ones, they were okay with being like, okay, well, there's a quick way to handle this situation, so we're not really going to fix that problem. Because a lot of people that make these emulators, or made them, because they're not really making the PlayStation 1s anymore, were doing this for free on their own spare time. Some of them got money. But for the most part, folks, I'm bored, I don't like the emulators I have, I want a better one. I'm going to make it, and that's what they did. So, I'm also wondering, do you run your games as a BIOS?
I run my games with the BIOS because it won't open any otherwise. Like, it won't let you do anything unless you have a BIOS attached.
And your PlayStation 2 emulator doesn't play titles?
Sorry, that made you so, that sound made you so unhuman I couldn't actually decipher what you were saying.
Alright, I'm gonna use text for this one.
Okay.
So just expect,
Okay. No. When I tried to run, the, guys, I'm gonna try to black out my Skype or something, but please don't, like, just add random people you don't know that are on my Skype, okay? Okay. Anyways, when I tried to, I was like, well, since PS2s are backwards compatible, I'm just gonna run Chrono Cross on my PS2 one because it'll be great. And it was like, no. Basically, it was like it couldn't run. It says it couldn't run PS1 games for some reason.
Oh, well, I might look into that. Do you know what yours is called?
It's the best one on the market. Hold on, I'll minimize. It's PCS X2.
Oh. So believe it or not, if we really can't get the you have now to work, they make an original version for the one. So
see,
if it doesn't work there, we may try to download the PCSX for your PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah, see, I wanted that one because I was like, this works so fantastically that if there's a version for the PS1, I want it. But, like, I could never find it.
I can get it for you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you through Skype. Ha! That's funny.
What's funny?
So, the actual forum for your PCSX2, someone's like, hey, can PCSX2 run PlayStation 1 games like Final Fantasy 9? And the very first most liked file post or whatever is, no, use EPSXE.
Awesome.
So, even the people that are on this forum are like, if you want to do PlayStation 1, use this emulator. So we really have to figure out exactly what's going on and fix it. Because apparently it has to work somehow, we just have to figure out why it's not. But that, in order to do that, I think it'd be easier for me to be there in person.
Yeah.
So, the next time I get an opportunity to get 3 days in a row, no matter what time it is, I may try to be like, hey mom, dad, boom! Unless it's going to interfere with my personal stuff that I have planned.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to like that set of emulators, so I don't know. I guess there's a part of me that wants to keep sticking this one out, but there's a part of me that's like, oh man, if they make a good emulator, I bet they're awesome.
Yeah. So, I will see what my website says about PCSX's original.
Oh my gosh, what was that? That was ridiculous cheating right there. What?
Yeah.
Whoa. That was just crazy. What in the world?
Wow, I just saw that.
This kind of like weird crap happens all the time.
Now I know your audio is not lagged, but your video is. Oh man.
Last night I like blazed.
Alright, so I'm gonna go.
Like I blazed through the first 4 levels without even dying once, and I was like, I felt so cool.
I'm going to go back to SoFar.net. I am SoFar, ruler of Doom. Love that. Still love that. Okay, so they have one that's considered a solid competitor. The only other one that I was gonna try won't work because it's just like the other ones. It wasn't made around Windows XP time, I don't think. And that's sad because let me see if this one's got a more recent. Yeah, this came out in 2011, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Man, I was just thinking about like when the original PlayStation came out and realized how old we were, and now I'm like, oh, that was the 90s. Now I feel kind of silly.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm looking at certain things and I'm like, it's showing things like Windows binary, and this might be a little more complicated than I want it to be.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna fail at that. I have 100% confidence in failure there. Why?
Huh?
Why does it take me years to learn things that other people can learn so quickly?
Alright, I'm gonna see what this one, this source code is gonna be like. If it actually just runs it as a program, then it'll be okay. Because this version of it is considered to be a solid competitor to EPSX. So, if it can work, and it's simple enough for me to go, this is all you have to do this, then we may have a chance here.
Okay.
Just have a chance. We can do it. We can do it 9 times. Work. Virtual game station. I even tried Bleem, because Bleem was an actual commercial thingy that happened. And they got beat by, they actually tried to run PlayStation 1 games on Sega Dreamcast. And then Sega Dreamcast was defunct. So where